Hello, Cherries, and welcome to Live Jerry Cherry Sunday, Special Monday, episode 229. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to solo in a minor blues jam. So this will be a lot of fun. Let me say hello to my friend, Jeffrey Boyle. Here in the chat, give you a round of applause. Jeffrey. All right, thanks for hanging out with me here for a little bit on a Monday. And so what we have here now is I got a little backing track that I created. It's a C minor blues progression or a minor blues progression. You could do it in any key, but this one happens to be in C. And if you want this backing track that I created, just email me at info@jerrycherry, and I have some graphs I'll show you later, and I'll give those to you as well too. So let me give you a little example here of what we got going on here with the track and my guitar. Let's hear it. Here we go. All right. Cut me off just in the nick of time. Thanks for hanging out. Hit that like button if you like this. If you don't, hit it anyway. Why not? Hope you're doing good. Thank you very much. Here's a round of applause for you. Jeffrey Boyle from Philadelphia. Hello. And Mike, what's up? From Bethany Beach, Delaware. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Delaware. Mike, what's happening? Ozman. So good to see you, Ozman. Very cool. Yep, I'm loving these jumbo frets. Absolutely. It was a tough choice today. I was like, what guitar do I want to use here today? I had the Les Paul out, but the strings were a little deader on that one. So, all by myself. That's right. All by myself. All right, so having a good time here today. And I do love the jumbo frets, even though the strings are kind of dead on these. I got to change all these strings. They're just dying. They're popping on me. Live, which I'll get into a little bit later for my show the other night. Broke a string on the first song, which is never fun. So what I'm doing here today, what we're doing is we're playing a minor blues jam and trying to keep it as simple as possible here. It's a C minor, key of C minor, just like this. Really, really nice sounding chord progression that I have here. And I just go over the chords here. Check this out. It's just a one chord C minor, a quick 4. And what that means is a fast 4. Sometimes you'll have like a 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. You know, you have 4 bars of the one chord. But in this case, it's a fast 4, which means it just goes 1, 3, 4, then the 4 chord. So on the second bar of the 12-bar blues, you'll find sometimes that you'll go to it's called a fast 4. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So it's on the second bar, and back to the 1, 3, 4. So 4 bars. Then the 5. It's a 4 chord, F minor. So it's F. Back to the C again. Or C minor. C minor 7. G, the 5 chord, G minor. Sorry. F minor. C minor. F minor. C minor. G7. Oops. Of course, I ended on a major chord by accident. C minor. So all these chords are minor, except for that last chord, that last 5 chord, which is a G7 chord. So let's just do this one more time, just to get it right for history purposes. C minor, F minor on the 4 chord, C minor on the 1 chord, C minor again, F minor, our triads, our 7th chords, C minor 7, G minor, G minor 7, F minor, F minor 7, C minor, F minor, C minor, G7, C minor. All right. So that's the framework right there that we have. And to keep this as simple as possible, you could play the C minor scale over this whole thing. And let me show you a little graph here of the C minor scale. Or better yet, to start off, you could play the C minor blues scale, which is like this. Or you could forget about the blues note, which is that G sharp, that G flat right there, and just play the C pentatonic. But what's really cool about this too, about this whole thing, is that really you could play the C minor scale over this whole progression right here. C minor scale. It looks like this. Right here, we'll close that one out. We'll put up the C minor scale in the simple position of it right here. There's many ways to play the minor scale. You can play 3 notes per string like this. Or this is a more traditional way to play it, like this. Because it's kind of right there in the pentatonic position. You're filling in the blanks of the minor pentatonic, which would be like this. The minor, you're just filling in the blanks. You're adding the 7th, or you're adding the 2nd. You're adding the 6th degree. You're adding 2 notes to the minor pentatonic. As you can see in this graph, you're adding that A flat, and you're adding that D. Otherwise, you'd have, right? You're just adding the couple notes. You're adding the 9th degree, and that 6th degree. Minor 6th degree, minor. Otherwise, you have, now you have. And you can play those notes over this whole thing. Check this out. Just playing them C minor scale over this whole progression. I'm playing the F note because that's in the minor scale, F, and that's the chord, the F minor. Back to C minor. G chord, so the G note's in there. F. F. So now, the only thing that changes is that last chord right there where it goes to a G7. See, normally it would be a minor chord, but it's major. So what happens now is you could actually change the scale. You could change it to a C harmonic minor scale. And the only thing that's changing is the 7th degree right there. See, it's still a minor scale. Except you're taking that B note, which was a B flat originally, and I'm making it a B. And the reason why they do that is to compensate for the G sharp, the G major. So now it's a G major chord, or a G7 chord, and you're able to play a harmonic minor scale, and it works. So over that last 5 chord, you could change from a C minor scale and play the C harmonic minor. Or really, it's a mode, because it's the same scale, C minor, C harmonic minor scale. what happens is that G becomes a G Phrygian dominant, very popular in the metal world and all that stuff. But even in the blues context, it's just a dominant scale. And if you started from the G, you're playing a G Phrygian dominant, like, oops. Is that right? Close enough for rock and roll, right there. Okay, so very, very cool. That's over the last chord, right there. So any questions about this stuff, let me know. All right, Surf's guitar. What's happening? All right, what are you drinking out there, too, by the way? I got my coffee. It's early. Well, it's 12:16. Trying to get caffeinated here, ready for the day, for the bluesy day. And so, yeah, really, really simple idea here. Playing the C minor over this whole progression, or C minor pentatonic. But when I get to that G, if you want to, and you don't really even have to, you can just keep playing over the C minor pentatonic over this whole thing. But, it really kind of sounds good to add that. Let's give it one run while using that C minor pentatonic thing. And I'll put on this camera right here so you can see a little bit better what we're doing here. And I'll get rid of this because we don't need to see. We're not doing that the whole time here. This progression, or this scale. Check it out. So C minor pentatonic. It's playing within C minor. When I go to the F, still C minor. C minor. Pentatonic. G minor. Well, G, C minor still. Here we go, we're getting to the 5 chord. So I use that harmonic minor scale. I used a little bit of the C blues scale, the F blues scale over the 4 chord. Same thing here. Here. I don't know if it sounds good or not, but I did it anyway. Harmonic minor. Play the F pentatonic. pentatonic, F pentatonic, C minor. All right. So that's a pretty common use of the harmonic minor or the Phrygian dominant right there. So it's a C harmonic minor scale, but when it goes to the 5 chord, the G, because you're starting on the G, it's called the Phrygian dominant. It's a dominant chord. You can play anything really over it, but in the context of this, you want it to be the Phrygian dominant because it's a little bit different. Don't confuse dominant with just a Mixolydian mode. Some people will say, well, they don't want to say Mixolydian because they're afraid of the word Mixolydian in any modes. But when you say a dominant scale, that can mean like a few things. It doesn't necessarily mean the Mixolydian mode. It could mean Phrygian dominant. It could mean Lydian dominance. It could mean altered dominant. So it could be a few different dominant scales. So this is a Phrygian dominant because it has a flat 2, which starting on the root, here's G, has this note. Mixolydian mode, or the dominant, what's assumed the dominant scale, would be, you know, but the Phrygian dominant would sound like this. Has a minor 6 as well. Sounds different than this, doesn't it? Sounds like this. Which are the same notes in the minor scale. With the exception of the B note, which makes it the G major. Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. I don't want to throw too much at you right there. But it's pretty basic stuff right there. So to get out of this one area right here, so you already know the C minor pentatonic. A lot of times you go to the 4 chord, you could bring it up here. You know, you go into F minor. Well, why not go to F minor pentatonic right up here? Well, you could. And play all the same licks that you always play over here. We'll play them in F. And when we go to G, just go up to here. Back to F. C minor. F minor. C minor. G minor pentatonic. Back to C. But it's kind of cool to stay in this one area right here. F minor. See, what I did was I played the same thing up here. Like, you know, but I played it here. Same thing here. Check it out. So I'm playing the F. Instead of moving your hand all the way up here to go, you go here. You don't have to play that note. You could just stay here and go. Because here's the F pentatonic minor pentatonic in the position 4. In this A shape, so to speak, right here, right? K system. It's different than these notes right here. So you're getting out of the C minor pentatonic. When it goes to the 4 chord, you're playing here. Whoops. And there's really only one note different. And that's this note right here. And it's the third, the minor third of the F. Because you're going to an F minor chord, the 4 chord. And there it is right there. And that's not in the C minor pentatonic. In C minor pentatonic, you just have these notes. You have 1. You know, it's a G note right there. So if it goes to the 4 chord, and you're still playing C minor pentatonic, you're playing, which is cool, because you're giving you're playing a ninth. Is what you're doing is. It's always good to see like the scale you're playing, the notes, what it does over the next chord. Because you're playing this note here. If you happen to land on this note when it goes to the 4 chord, that's the sound. It's a ninth degree of the F. But if you play the G minor pentatonic, F minor pentatonic, you're going to add that note instead of that. So you're changing it up. You're not going to play both of them. You could, but sometimes it's all about what you don't play, which distinguishes the two scales. So now you're going from a see, that just gives it a little bit of a difference. Just enough to go, wow, there's something different there. Instead of just playing now you have of course. Pretty cool. So that's a little example of using the what do you call it? Pentatonic, minor pentatonic. And then Ozman, gotta get the dogs out. Ooh, let the dogs out. Woo, woo, woo. You gotta get the dogs out? Okay, go ahead before it gets too hot here in Vegas. Have a good week too, Ozman. You're the best. Give you a round of applause. Thanks for hanging out with me here for a little bit on a Monday. Usually I go live on Sundays at 12 o'clock. But I was on the other end of the country yesterday at 12 o'clock. At least I was driving home. I did a gig in Lincoln City, Oregon. It's so beautiful out there. Has anyone here been to the left coast, like right on the water, Lincoln City? My hotel room was right on the beach. I played a gig out there and at the Chinooks Casino and Resort. It was just beautiful, beautiful gig. But it's funny because yesterday morning I was having breakfast right on the beach in the Pacific Northwest. And then last night, here I am in the Atlantic Northeast. All in one day. It's just crazy to think that you could do all that, But it was a long day of traveling. 2.5 hour drive to the airport, 2.5 hour flight from Portland to Denver, layover, then 3 hour flight from Denver to LaGuardia, and then home 40 minutes. So it's just a whole day of traveling, which is crazy. But anyway, back to the good stuff, back to the guitar. So we have, so we figured out we could stay in one area right here by playing the C minor scale. Clarence, Life of a Rock Star. Awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, it won't go that far, but I'm not a rock star, but I play one on TV. And so, you got the C minor scale. And what happens is, all these pentatonic scales are right inside the C minor anyway. So I was playing, if I started on the F and I continued in the C minor pentatonic, the C minor scale. See, I still have the pentatonic, the F pentatonic notes within that C minor scale. Here's C minor, C minor, F pentatonic. We're still sharing the same notes. I'm just playing 5 of them, starting on the F. Or starting anywhere in the F pentatonic, minor pentatonic. So you can do the same thing when it goes to the G. Of the 5 chord, G minor, you could play the pentatonic right here. That's the one that goes to a major dominant, a G7 chord. you know? See that note right there? Because I'm playing a G triad, G7. Actually, I'm playing a G7 chord right there. The G note, the third, which is a B, and the F, which is seventh. This major note makes that harmonic minor over C. So let's give this a little shot here and try it. So that was a use of the harmonic minor and using the 3 pentatonics. So we're branching out of playing just the C minor pentatonic right there. Any questions about this, let me know. Robbie H. Love. Seaside, Oregon is nice too, if you ever head back. Yeah, I hope to head back there because it was so beautiful there. I was there 14 years ago. In Lincoln City, Oregon. Same place. I played there with Chubby Checker. Yep, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, 2025 Chubby Checker. And it was so nice to finally get back there 14 years later. To Lincoln City, but the town is named Seaside. Yeah, it makes sense if it's right there next to the sea, too. Is that north or south of Lincoln City? Because the Lincoln City, I guess, is a little bit south of Portland, but way east. I mean west. I'm thinking east because I'm East Coast, but it's west. Right on the beach. Beautiful coast. Yeah. There's definitely something about the Pacific Northwest that I absolutely love. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. So, slightly south of Astoria. Oh, there's an Astoria there too. There's an Astoria here in Queens, New York. You can play triads over this too. So it's good to know your minor triads. Here's a C minor triad. See that? C, the minor third, and the fifth. This shape right here. Very simple. Always going to be a minor triad. Just like this. 4 chord. F minor triad. Give it a little shake. Here's the F minor triad. And that's the shape. It's always going to be a minor triad with the shape. So it's starting on the F. C. When we get to the G, minor triad. See, it's the same as the F, only I'm bringing up the G. F. G. 4 chord. C. Now this minor triad on the 5 is going to be major now. No, it's major though. Or a 7th. Excuse me. Which I'll go right there. That's the 7th right there. The root, the 3rd, the 7th. So you went from a triad to a 7th chord. And it lands nicely back to the C minor. Right there. So it's good to play these triads over it. Check this out. C minor triad. F minor triad. F minor triad, C minor triad, G minor triad, F minor triad, G major triad, minor triad, F minor triad. All these notes are target notes in the triads. It's like a target. This is the fifth. Minor triad and minor pentatonic. G. All right. Any questions about this stuff? Let me know. Robbie H. Love. Both named after the same guy, John Jacob Astor. Oh, no kidding. Okay. So Astoria, even in Oregon, was named after John Jacob Astor. And Astoria, New York. Astoria, Queens. Oh, very cool. That is very, very, very cool. Good stuff there. So, yeah. Another good thing you could think about, too, is relating these positions to the cage system. I really hear the birds. Do you hear my birds outside? It's that time of the year. It's the time of the season for birds nesting right on my air conditioning unit right outside there. It's a real pain in the butt. I mean, I love the sound of birds. I mean, who doesn't love the sound of birds chirping? But sometimes they build a nest up there on my AC unit, and at one time it started really smelling, and I was like, "What is that stink?" Turns out that it had laid an egg. That's not really a joke, but I guess it died from sitting out there, and it never really hatched or something. I don't know, but the egg got rotten and cracked and started really smelling really bad, and I had to remove the air conditioning, remove the nest and the egg and everything, and so that was a bad situation. All right, Clarence. When soloing over the F minor and G minor chords, what pentatonic do you use? Great question right here. Let me give you the quick answer right here. When it gets to the 4 chord, you have choices. Number 1, you could still stick to the C minor pentatonic. Right? That's the first thing. So you don't have to even think about it, don't have to change anything. Or, when it goes to the F, change to the F minor pentatonic. And that's what we were just talking about before. Now you have F minor. So here's the F note. F minor pentatonic. Or go up to here, to the position that you love the most. Listen, it's the same sound. And that looks kind of cooler right there, right? So you could do that when you're in C shape, you're jamming in C. So the F chord full. Now you're back to that position. Back to C. So then when it goes to the G minor right there, well, check it out. Just go to your G minor. Stay on C, first of all, if you want. That's the number 1 thing. Because here's the G. Same scale. Still sounds good over that. That's the G note, G minor. You could target, though. Here's the thing that I would do. If you're going to stay in the C minor, you could think about targeting the note that the chord, like when you go back to the F, the 4 chord, if you want to stay on C minor, you know, hit the F within the C minor scale. If you want to, it'll sound more stable. And when it goes to the G minor, hit the G note in the C minor scale. Or play the G minor pentatonic. Or the same thing here. So I would say for every minor chord, go to the minor pentatonic of that chord, or stay on the root C minor pentatonic. Secondly, go to the shape that you like up here if you want to. Nope. It'll be like that. Just like that. So hopefully that answered your question. Got it. Thank you so much. That's the long answer right there. But yeah, it's really, really kind of cool to think about these pentatonics within one area. You know, it sounds different, but it's a lot easier than moving your hands all over the place. But it's cool to do both, because what happens is if you're here in C and you go to the 4 chord, if you want to go up here, I would say go up here for the main reason is that you're changing positions, because when it goes back to the C, whoops, now you're in C minor up here instead of down here. You can continue the C minor pentatonic up here. Oops. You know what I mean? So you're already up here. So if you play C minor here, then F minor, go back down to C here. You know, in that position right here, which would be like something like this. You're in this C minor shape. Like here's a C right here, a C looking chord. So that's getting like to the next thing where it's like the cage shapes. Here's a C major chord, right? If you make it minor, like this. So you just bring that all the way up here like a C minor shape. So that's the minor pentatonic here as well. It's the third shape of the minor pentatonic. So, which is a great idea, because now if you're playing blues, see right there? I'm starting on this area right here. I mean, normally you wouldn't do that. Normally you'd be like, everyone would just be in the shape of C. The E shape, E minor shape. But I'm starting here on the C shape, which is technically like the third position. Now, why would I do that? I don't know, because now your 4 chord is right there next to, right here, in this position that you may like, the E shape right here. You know? started off right here. So it's like. Right in the F shape. So, very, very, very cool. We're having a good time here. If you're having a good time, and hit that like button. It means you like it. You're having a good time. Here on a Monday. What else would you rather do on a Monday but sit here and play guitar? Play some blues, some minor blues. And, I don't know, what are you drinking out there today? I am at the last drop of my coffee. And it's a little depressing, but the good thing is that when we're done here today, I'm going to go out to my favorite coffee shop and get a cortado, which, if you don't know what a cortado is, it's a espresso, a shot of espresso or two. I don't even know what they put in it, really. And then it's equal parts milk. So if it's this much espresso, they put the equal parts steamed milk in it too. So it's kind of like a cappuccino, but with a lot less milk, and it's more of the froth of the milk. It's like a dry cappuccino. Dry, kind of like my sense of humor. All right. So, trying to give you like some tips here and give myself some tips here. It's a lot to think about, but you don't want to really even think about this stuff when you're playing, but it's good too when you're analyzing it to kind of analyze it and go through all these things. But, I do recognize that when I do listen back to these, which I always do, and a lot of times I'll see things and I'll hear things mainly that are just like, wow, cringeworthy, like little mistakes that I make because I'm kind of showing stuff. I'm trying different things and I'm hitting some clams, so to speak, But who cares? I'm like over that, But I care, actually. So, but the good thing is that you notice a lot of stuff when you record yourself and listen back. And the number one thing that I really see that needs the most work is just, landing on the right notes, obviously at the right time. Bending notes and vibrato. I always go back to bending and vibrato. It's so important to hit the note like right on. Here's a C. F. Nice vibrato right there. Shake it. Hear that? Here's the F. Bend up to the third. Bend up to the C. Bend up to the G. That's such an important thing to think about right there is vibrato and bending. You could be so simple. The blues, easy to play, hard to feel. Jimi Hendrix. said that. So really just digging into sticking on the simple C minor pentatonic, but really feeling every note and really trying to make every note sound good. That's not it. F. C minor skew. Here's one thing. So I made a mistake, but I want to show you what I did in that mistake that's pretty important to know. When I went to the 5 chord, the G minor, I was just kind of messing around in this area right here, G. I was playing the minor pentatonic, which is safe, but I also was trying to play the scale, and I played this. And that's the wrong note. See, over the G, you can't play this note here, like a ninth right here, like you do the F. Because check this out, here's a good example of it. Check this out. When you go to the 4 chord, right, the F minor pentatonic, you can go up here, right, play the F minor pentatonic. If you want to, you could play the F, you could play like a minor right here. Here's the minor third, the pentatonic. You could actually play the same thing you would if you were in C minor, which is the C, the minor third, the second degree, and the C. Over here in F, the minor third, the second degree of the F, which is the G note. Right, so you could play this along with the minor pentatonic. When you get to the G, you can't do that. Because that note right there, that A, doesn't really work. It's not in the C minor scale. See, check C minor scale. Has an A flat. So this G is going to be in the context of the C minor scale. C. Here it is, C. So whenever you go to the 5 chord G minor, so not to get too confusing, but that G would be, it's a Phrygian. Because remember we played the G, when it goes to the last 5 chord, it's a G7. Well, that's a G Phrygian dominant. When it's a G minor, it's just a regular, good old Phrygian in the context of that. So it's a Phrygian mode. That's the Phrygian mode. So I'm only saying that so that when you go in, when you're playing that, and you're playing within the scale, just like that. So it's good to know. So wherever you are over that 5 chord, so check it out. Minor scale. F. So you got C minor scale. F. G. So that's the whole idea behind that. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. Hit that like button if you are. So we got a little bit more time here. So any questions about this stuff, please let me know. And so we're staying in one area as much as we can, and then we're branching out. But I think the whole purpose of branching out is just to get different tonalities, higher in pitch. But once you branch out, just remember the shapes of where you're going really close. You don't have to rush back to here. So when I jump up from the 4 chord up to from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, I don't have to go back down here. I could stay here. Now I'm in C, but now I'm away from home here, you know. I'm in F right here. Here's C. C minor pentatonic, 5th position. Do you know that one? The 5th position, the shape? Here's the C. I'm right behind it. See, here's the C right here. Here's the C we all know and love, pentatonic. But I'm behind it, going this way. John Mayer and stuff talks about this thing called the, what does he call it? What is it? Something with an E, like the, what is the center of the earth? I'm going to butcher this. Like the this is why I quit school in the 5th grade. Like the equalizer, the Ecuador, what is the middle of the earth called? The equator. Thank you. Oh my God, the equator. Okay, something like the equator. It's the middle section here where it's like divides the two. So that's the C minor pentatonic the other way. So he talks about that a lot, where his pentatonic are going down. So it's the same thing. You're going up and you're going down. And then he blends the two together. Yeah. So you're try to see both shapes at the same time. Here's C right here. To another shape. 4th shape. To another shape. Equator. Oh, thank you, Red Mosque. Thank you, Greg. The equator. And Clarence. Everybody's correct me. You know, you got to be really, really, really precise here on YouTube sometimes. People get really, really, really critical on terminology of things, you know, which is something I want to bring up here real quick. You know, when you're talking about music and when you're with your friends and stuff, you can get away with saying stuff. Like, I may, slip and go, playing C minor. And then when it goes to the F, of course, it's F minor, But I may just say F because you're thinking about music. You're not really thinking. Your mind's in the music, You'll just say F when you really mean F minor. And I'll get comments of people are like, what are you talking about, F? It's F minor. Maybe I slipped up, I misspoke. I wasn't quite thinking, but there comes a time where you kind of look past that and you go, you know what? I know he meant F minor. He's playing an F minor. He said F. And when you're in a jam room with your friends or whatever, F, sometimes you don't have time to say minor. They know it's minor. If they could hear it, it's a minor. Yeah, if you want to be critical and you want to comment and say, hey, what's wrong with you? You said F when it's F minor. I don't know if that's really that important to point out. You can, and I understand it, and I accept it, and I try to be a little bit more clear about the chords that I'm saying and that I'm playing. But sometimes I just get a little excited and I'll rush and I'll say a chord. I'll just say F. I'll say that what the chord is. It's just an F in the root degree, but I just didn't get to the fact that it's minor. Same thing with I may get to the G. Play G7. I'll just say G. Well, after a while, you're gonna hear that it's a G7 chord, and it's so similar. It's a G, but yet there's variations of G. There's G7 or there's a G major 7. But in the context of the blues, eventually you're gonna go, oh yeah, it's a G. It's the 5 chord, and I know it's a G7, but he just said G. G is the triad, the major triad of it. I mean, if I said G minor and I played a G7, that would be one thing, it's a mistake. But nobody's perfect. And on this channel, you're absolutely not perfect on this channel. Hey, nobody's perfect. You're doing a great job, and we all love you here. Oh, thank you so much, Clarence. That means a lot to me. That really, really means a lot. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for you all hanging out with me here, playing. So, very, very cool. I appreciate it. I'll give you a round of applause for that. Oh, Red Moss, here's a question here, too. I heard the tail end of you talking about the harmonic minor. Are you playing the harmonic minor of the changes of C? Harmonic minor of each change or staying on the C? Are you playing the harmonic minor of each change or staying on C? I'm only playing the harmonic minor over the 5 chord at the very end. That's the last time I'm playing it. When it goes to the wow, that's a dark sound right there. Oh, my tone knob went down. When I go, because that G7 changes the note, the B flat to a B. Because when you're in C minor, I'll show you right here on the screen. I'm just playing straight C minor. Right? Remember, there's a B flat there. Not that you really have to know the note names too much, but B flat. Here, that's the 7th degree of the C minor. B flat. And it goes to the F, the 4 chord. C minor still. B flat. Back to C. Over the 5. Now this is the regular G minor chord, so I'm still playing C minor. F, the 4 chord. C minor still. And then 1. 4 chord. 4. Now here's where I play it. When it goes to this chord, I'll play harmonic minor. Now all I'm doing is I'm still playing the C minor scale, but because this 5 chord is major, it's taking my B flat and it's making it a B. So it's taking that G chord, which would normally be minor, and it's making it major. Now because it's now a B, this B note in the C minor scale makes it a harmonic minor. So I'm really only playing the harmonic minor over that last 5 chord. Although, have fun with it. Play harmonic minor over all of it if you want. Check it out. I mean, it's no rules. If it sounds good, let's see what it sounds like. A little bit of it. See, here it is right there. Oh, it sounds pretty cool. A harmonic minor. Now, if you played it here, that sounds pretty cool. So went a little bit off the deep end. Clarence. That harmonic minor sounds fantastic on the blues. So yeah, it's pretty cool sound. I mean, I never really did that before, but that's a pretty cool mixture. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it as much as I did it. I probably wouldn't have done as much as I did it right there, but why not? It's all about, experimenting, and if it sounds good, it is good. But traditionally and generally, over the 5 chord is where you want to play it, so that it's, because that's why they made that scale, apparently. Whether it was Bach, or Bach, they invented that so that it wouldn't be, the 5, imagine this. That's what it would sound like, instead of, that's more of this as a leading tone, as opposed to, I mean, either way, but this one, and that's the sound. It's a leading tone into the next chord, but if we overuse it, it may not be as good, but it's pretty cool. Clarence likes it. All right, man, we can go on here forever, but we're going to cut it short here right now. I will just quickly talk about just my guitar course that I have. Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. If you want to support the channel, it's very cheap. It's like only a $10 course right there. And once you get it, I'm constantly updating it and adding new sections that you're in forever. It's really cool. And right now, there's 4 sections. There's learning the fretboard memorization. I show there's 2 videos on how to memorize every note on the neck very, very simply. There's a section on the circle of fifths, where that's basically all of the chords in a circle in fifths. Circle of fifths. Looks kind of like a steering wheel or a pizza, but it's a really good way to analyze chord progressions. And then there's a section on the blues where I have graphs and backing tracks, which talk about different types of progressions and everything like that. And then last, I did a new section on the cage system and 2-5-1 progressions, showing how to use the cage chords all over the neck. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description for that. I'd appreciate that. So thank you very much for spending some time. Man, I love doing this every week. That's why I do it live, to meet new people here, new like-minded people who love music and love the guitar. So thanks, Clarence and Red Mosque and Greg, for telling me about the equator, which I know a lot of you guys did, and Clarence, because equator is a very difficult thing to remember in my mind, at least. And thanks, Robbie H. Love, and thanks for everybody for popping in. Jeffrey Boyle, you guys are just amazing. I love you. Ozman surfs guitar. I love you guys. Any ideas? Let me know for future lessons. And I didn't even like to call this a lesson. This is more of we're just hanging out, shooting the stuff right here, talking about music and playing. It's not a lesson. We're just jamming together here, right? So thanks for spending time with me here. But if you do have any ideas of what you want to dig deeper on, let me know right now in the chat or in the comments section later, and we'll get to that next week. So I think I'll be here. I'll be back next Sunday, I think normal scheduled time. I hope it'll be, let's see what that is. Next Sunday, yes, it's June 1st, and I will be right here. So I'm going to on a trip to New Jersey on Saturday that's not far enough it's not far enough, New Jersey, to not do it on Sunday. I'll be home that night, Saturday night. So very cool. So we're going to cut it short. But remember, guys, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. And if you want to see another video on the 5 positions of the pentatonic scale, which is very, very important to know, I'll put that right up here. Enjoy that video, and I'll see you in the next one. And have a great week. I love yous, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Ciao, y'all. Peace.